This is the plaintiff, Harold Tischler. He says the defendants were tenants of his with a 2-year lease, and they up and left one day after giving him only 2 days' notice. On top of that, they stopped payment on their last month's rent check, causing him all kinds of headaches. He just wants what he's due, and that's the $3,990 he's owed. These are the defendants, Kirsten Heinz and Michael Hawks. They say they loved the apartment and the area they were in. The only problem was with the plumbing. On numerous occasions, they had urine and feces back up into their place, and when they told the plaintiff about it, he handed them a mop. Besides, they have evidence he has a negative reputation as a landlord, and his house is full of violations, so owe him money? Ha! They're accused of being in deep doo-doo. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $4,775 for all they're out.
Litigants have been affirmed, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Harold Tischler.
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing Kristen Heinz and Michael Hawks for $3,990. That's $850 in April rent, and the rest of it in damages that you say they owe you. You are counterclaiming against him $4,775. You want every penny you ever paid him in rent returned, your security deposit returned, and your mover's fees paid. Okay, Mr. Tischler, why don't you start and tell me what happened?
Things were going fine. They pay the rent every month, a little late from time to time, but lived in my home, in our house. And
where were they living?
They were living downstairs in the basement apartment. We have a first-floor duplex to the basement, which is our private home. And what we did was we divided it up. We just we cordoned off a section of it, and it's like a special, like I used it for family or guests to stay over there.
Wait, what part did you use for
It's a separate entrance. It's a front entrance to
the basement?
The basement.
Okay,
yeah.
so the basement has its own entrance?
Yes, ma'am.
The part that they're staying in?
Yes.
Okay, has one or two?
Has one entrance.
Okay.
It has a secondary
entrance. Does it have
entrance.
a kitchen?
Has a kitchen.
Okay, so they have their own separate space that they lock up that has one entrance, one exit entrance, and a kitchen.
Correct.
Okay, go on.
We also.
But when you say you use it for families and guests and friends, you're renting it out. You're not using it.
Well, now times are tough.
Okay,
so
now times are okay. So you've started renting it out. When did you start?
Renting it out. We gave them the keys a little earlier. I said just start paying me December 1st, but they
Okay,
moved
so
in a
as
little
of
bit
December.
earlier.
Now, what happened? Things went fine at the beginning.
Things were fine. We invite them up for dinner all the time, help them out, do different things. She didn't have a telephone or cable, so we gave them one of our cable boxes. We let them use our internet. My sons were always nice to them and always welcome to come in. There was a little problem. We clean our sewers in the house all the time. It's only 10 years old or 11 years old since it's been renovated, and I'm very good with it. Seems like that their sewer backed up, their toilet backed up in the house.
Okay.
And not that I'm saying they were wrong or wasn't prepared or what was thrown down there, but the entire apartment is a tiled floor, brand new tiled, and it backed up. It did flood minor in the apartment.
How you tell me about the flood. What happened there? Hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It wasn't minor. The first time it happened, the bathtub had about 6 inches of feces water in it, and then the whole bathroom was filled. And then the next time it overflowed, because I guess I was gone longer, and it overflowed into the entire kitchen.
When you noticed, this happened 2 times, and what was the spacing between?
It happened 3 times.
3 times.
The first time it happened, I was coming home from school. And then Michael got home from work around the same time. So we went upstairs to Heshy. Heshy came down, gave us a mop, and said that he would call the plumber and make sure that he came. Yeah.
Did you say, like, no, you clean it up? Like, no? No, you
We're
just
pushovers.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, it might be a little gross to clean up, and I might want somebody else to do it since it's not my fault. But
so he said he would have a plumber come in the next day.
Okay.
So I waited around all day. I was going to see a Mets game that night with Michael. So I tried to get in touch with Harold, and I couldn't get in touch with him. So I left, and everything was fine before I left. Everything was cleaned up, hadn't had a problem with it all day. And then we got back around 1 o'clock in the morning from the Mets game because it was a night game, and the whole kitchen was flooded with the bathroom. And yeah.
Okay, so the first time before the Mets, the day before the Mets game, it was just the bathtub.
It was the bathtub and the bathroom floor.
And the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
So which had spilled over the bathtub?
I don't know whether it was the drain or...
Well,
Go ahead, speak up.
It was.
Talk to me.
I'm not sure, honestly, if it was coming from the toilet or the tub. There was water coming from kind of everywhere.
Okay.
But there was definitely water flowing from under the toilet, and
Okay,
there was
so
a
the
sizable
okay.
amount of water in the tub.
Okay, all right. Then everything's cleaned up, waiting for the plumber. Plumber doesn't come, Mets game, come home. Now it's in the bathroom as well as the kitchen.
Yeah.
You cleaned that up too?
Yeah, well, that night it was late, and we couldn't call them because it's Shabbos on Friday, so we couldn't call them, and we didn't feel comfortable going up and knocking on their door at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So we cleaned it up again.
Okay.
And then waited until the next morning to go and knock on the door, and then overnight it had flooded again.
Okay.
So
did
then-
they get a plumber over?
Yeah, so
it got
that
fixed?
so that Saturday there was a plumber.
And then it did. So when you say it happened 3 times, it happened 3 times in the space of a few days.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now you end up deciding, though, and this is his complaint, that you're going to move out. Why did you decide to move out?
So the sewage happened, but the vanity in the bathroom is like a pressboard vanity, so it had soaked up all of the sewage and it was crumbling apart. So I called Heshi and I said, "Listen, Heshi, we need to get the vanity out of there." And it wasn't nailed to anything. It wasn't stabilized or anything. It was just like sitting there, and the sink wasn't attached. It was kind of dilapidated to begin with.
Okay.
So I spoke to him about it, and he said, no, like just we'll sand it and just spray it with Lysol, and it'll be fine. And I said, okay, so we'll deal with this at some other time, because he had to get off the phone, and I could tell he was rushing me off the phone. So the next day he comes down, he sees it, he says it's fine. And so then I ended up calling him back later, and he told me that I was having a panic attack and I was being a stupid girl and I was overreacting, and it wasn't a big deal at all.
He used the phrase "stupid girl."
Yeah.
Like how? What did he say?
He said, "You stupid girl, you're just having a panic attack."
Okay. Now
Implying-
that was not consistent with the way you guys had treated each other before
No,
that.
like
because
it
you
was
all had a very good
fantastic. The thing is, when we moved in there, it was fantastic. We'd spend time with his boys. He'd invite us up to dinner. He'd
How
bring us
old are
down.
his boys?
20 and 19 and
Oh,
20.
okay. I thought they
will
were
be
like
20.
little
I have a
kids.
10-year-old also.
No.
I have a 10-year-old also.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Okay.
But
And how old are you folks?
24.
Okay.
Also.
So go ahead.
But the problem is, when there's a problem with the apartment, we need him to act as a landlord.
Right.
And he didn't handle it professionally in the
Because
slightest.
he called you a stupid girl.
Yeah, well, so what ended up happening was we looked online to see what our rights were as far as like moisture went in the bathroom, because we didn't know how basement works. So we started doing some research and realized that we shouldn't have been living there in the first place.
Okay.
Because number one, it's considered a cellar, not a basement.
Okay.
What?
We actually have the documents that say what it's zoned for.
Okay.
It's zoned only for accessory use and for a boiler room.
Hand over what you've got there. Go ahead. So go on.
This apartment completely violates the warranty of habitability. There's the windows are too small for egress. There's only one means of exit from the apartment.
Okay.
There's a boiler.
But here's what I really want to know. Okay?
Yes.
This may make you scratch your neck again, which I know you do when you're nervous, but I just really want to understand something. Okay? What really happened? The reason why you end up on the internet and trying to find out stuff and finding out your rights is because you want to go. And you want to go because he called you a stupid girl and you thought that was impolite.
No. I
Look at her. She went right to the neck. Go ahead.
We realized that it was an illegal apartment before this happened.
Okay.
So what happened was Michael ended up calling him about the vanity. So he told Michael that he would install the vanity with Michael that following night. So he knocks on the door. It's probably 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was sleeping because I don't get up for class until 8 like that day. So I woke up and he's like, "What's going on? I've been knocking for hours and you haven't been answering." And it was probably like 7:30, 6 in between 6:30 and 7:30 at that point. You know, "I don't like your attitude. You treat me like you're a and blah, blah, blah. And I try to do everything for you, everything I can do for you. And here I am with the brand new vanity because you wanted me to. What else do you want from me?"
Okay.
And this was after we realized that it was an illegal apartment.
Had you said anything to him about, hey, this
No.
apartment's illegal? Okay. When did you first say to him, this apartment is illegal?
On the 15th.
I don't know when that is in relation to him showing up with a vanity.
This
Is
all
that-
started on the 8th.
This started on the 8th of April.
Okay, so he puts in a new vanity, and a week later you tell him, listen, we're out of here, this place is illegal.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is the place illegal?
The place is a duplex apartment with the first level. It's not.
Do you have a right to rent the basement?
I don't think I have a right to rent it, Your Honor. Legally, maybe it's not a
You
legal
know what, though?
separate
It's funny.
apartment.
Over here, we deal in legally.
No, but my point to you is, Your Honor, when I
we don't deal in wink, wink under the table.
But Your Honor, I do understand that. What I did was it's duplex with the first floor apartment, which is my own private space.
Right.
And it is, and I did file for a C of O to change that family, if she would have done her research properly, from a 2-family house to a 3-family house.
Except for that hadn't happened when you rented it out.
No, it's in the process. The
But
paperwork
that doesn't
is
matter.
there.
If it's in the process, you
Correct,
can't rent
but
it
it's,
out.
No, I could sublet a piece of my own apartment. If you look at the C of O
You could
properly,
sublet a piece of your own apartment. You can't sublet the seller that doesn't have 2 methods of entry and exit.
But
You
Your
got
Honor-
cited for it because after they left, I guess you filed a complaint, right?
did.
I was
You
not
filed a
cited for it.
complaint, and you were in fact
yeah,
you were cited for it.
a violation was issued by the Department of Buildings.
Oh, you're at? Okay, yeah, let me show it to you. And not only that, it was resolved, which I imagine meant that you resolved it. You don't know this?
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if there's sewage that comes into your apartment and you're in the middle of a lease, can you break that lease and get your security back?
Absolutely. You should be able to leave because it'd be really hard to sit at home and watch TV and enjoy yourself.
That is true, but there's a contract, right? There's a lease.
Yeah, if the landlord doesn't take care of it in a timely fashion, you should be able to leave.
Fair enough. What do you think?
I think they should sue the landlord for all he's got.
But can you move out and get your security back?
I would say yes if it was the fault of the apartment complex.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
All I know is she made a complaint, and the inspector came down, and we showed it to
Oh,
the
you
inspector.
do know that. Oh, I thought this was all a big surprise to you.
With Your
Okay.
Honor, you're making
So
an
the
error.
inspector came down,
But
and
it
that was
wasn't-
in
but
May
it-
after
but it
they left
wasn't-
in April.
but they were
And
never-
then, just a second, I'm talking. And what the inspector wrote was operating in violation of C of O, illegal seller occupied. See, here's the thing. You know, there's a right way and a wrong way to do this. The right way, and this is what always happens, I'm so tired of this, is that a landlord who's doing it the wrong way will come in front of me and say, it's in the process. What does that mean, in the process? It means we caught you, and then so now it's in the process? What does that mean? The process has to be over, and you have to have permission to rent it before you rent it. Why? Because the city wants to know that you have certain minimum standards before people are living in it. And the minimum standards are 2 methods of ingress and egress in case there's a fire. Not 1, 2. And if you don't have them, you're not getting a CO, which means you got to pony up a lot more than what a new vanity costs. You got to pony up another method of entering or exiting. Do you have a CO now? Yes.
As a
or no?
separate unit, no.
Well, that's what you were doing.
No, Your Honor.
You weren't renting it as a separate
What
unit?
I was renting it is first of all, she did have a second means of egress. If she would have explained to you properly, there's a door in her bedroom that leads directly into the upper apartment that goes right
Mr.
through
Tischler,
the kitchen.
this is
Now,
real.
we did close
Mr.
it off.
Tischler, stop. It's
Yeah.
real simple. And you and I both know this is a losing battle for you because you
know,
don't
Your
have
Honor, they
permission
knew
to rent that out.
But you know that they knew where they were coming to. They knew what they were renting, Your Honor.
Now let's talk about that.
Yes.
You have come into court and you are suing to get returned to you $4,000 in rent that you've paid throughout the course of the many months that you have been there. What would be your entitlement to that? Because it's illegal?
We signed a contract under the assumption that we were in an illegal apartment.
Okay.
That
and
we
what
were in a
happened
legal
to you as a
apartment.
result of finding out that it was illegal?
Well,
Did somebody throw you out?
No.
No.
But
You lived there, right?
yes.
You did. Okay. So you had somewhere to live, but you wanted to be for free because you later on found out that they shouldn't have rented it to you.
The contract we signed was he was supposed to provide for us a safe habitat, a safe apartment.
Did you get broken into?
No.
Okay. Was there some problem while you lived there other than what you've told me about?
No.
No.
But
All right, folks, here's how it works, okay? You don't get your money back that you've already lived out. And you don't get to keep any of their money for rent because you didn't do so legally. And we have a public policy against having judges enforce rent in a situation where the law has told you that you are not entitled to collect rent until you've done certain things which you have tried to cheat out of doing. Okay, that's why you can't collect rent. Now, you have an $850 security deposit, which you refuse to return. Your claim on it is the things we've already talked about, which is they broke their lease because they didn't give you 60 days notice. The rent. Oh, she. Tell me about the canceled check. What did she do to the check for April?
She stopped payment on the check.
When did she stop payment on the check?
I don't know. I guess right away. It takes 2 or 3 days to clear.
I thought the problem happened on April 8th, though. May I see it? When did you stop payment on the check?
The 15th, after I spoke to him.
When did you give him the check?
I gave him the check on April 1st.
On April 1st? You dated it April 3rd, so you didn't give it to
Did
me.
I? Okay, on April 3rd.
I guess you sat on it. You hadn't cashed it. That's unfortunate, because now you're in the position of suing for this, and then this would qualify as rent, which I cannot authorize you to have. Whereas if you'd cash a check right away, then she'd be suing to get it back, and I'd be telling her, too bad, so sad, it's gone already. Interesting. All right, now, what are the damages that they left behind that you complain about as giving you a right to keep part of this?
They had some stickers on the walls, some scratches, just regular, easy stuff that when a tenant moves out. So I just brought in a guy to paint up the place for the day. It was just like $190, plus they left a whole bunch of mess and dirt all over the place. And they did sign an addendum to the lease that if any check ever bounces, they have to pay $75 for any bounce.
That's fine if the check you weren't trying to collect was rent. You can't rent the place out, so you can't ask me to enforce their lease.
I can rent out a sub-rental of a portion of my apartment.
Mr. Tischler, you cannot rent the place out. Just like the inspector told you, there is no wiggle room. Stop trying to wiggle, because there's no wiggle room, okay? Now, the minor things that you have described would certainly not allow you. That sounds like wear and tear almost, the way you're describing it. Do you have a picture of the mess they left behind that would authorize you to pay somebody to clean that mess up, as opposed to that it's, just what happens whenever a tenant leaves? You don't have a picture of anything. All right. Then here's what's going to happen. On your lawsuit against them, I find in their favor. On their lawsuit against you, I find in their favor only in the amount of the $850 security deposit, because I haven't heard anything that would entitle you to keep it. That is my judgment.
Let's see what the plaintiff has to say coming out on the losing end of this case. What's your reaction?
That's the law.
How can you think you can come in here without a C of O and win this case? Come in here suing and not have a C of O.
I sued for subletting my apartment. Everybody sublets a portion of their home, and I took in some people, and I just collected rent. So I figured that they didn't pay me what was due me.
Mm-hmm. How'd that work out for you?
Not good.
Okay, right down this way.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so come on out here and tell me what you think about the outcome here. You get $850 on your side of it.
I'm happy. I'm glad that it's over with, honestly, because he's been harassing us for probably about a year now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. For money he didn't deserve.
You think you've heard the last of him now?
I hope so.
No more, you don't have to scratch your neck over him anymore, right? So what was it like when you came home from the Met? Did the Mets win or lose that night?
They won.
They won. So, okay, so it wasn't so bad,
yeah,
right? You're Met fans, and then you came home, and what was it like when you discovered that?
Well, we found the cats playing in the poop water, so I think that was the worst part. So,
Harvey?
And then they cuddled.
Okay, the defendant mentioned the warranty of habitability, which means that a landlord has a duty. It's implied in every contract with a lease that the tenant will be living in safe, secure surroundings. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.